So I don't wear the same clothes every day. I'm just recording more than one video today. I'm just kidding. I never change. I never shower either. All right, so today we're going to work on an iPhone 6 that was sent here for liquid damage data recovery. And I haven't looked at this one yet either, so I don't know exactly what I'm up against. I'm going to show you what this looks like up close and in person here right after. Let's see. I'm going to drop a battery in it. How about that? I need to disguise customers' markings here, so let's drop a battery in it. Not that it really matters, but there are some things I just don't want to hand out, and also sometimes it's nice to avoid the drama and still be able to post videos. So we're going to have a look at this thing. It looks like it has been thoroughly toothbrushed up. I don't know exactly how bad the damage is here. I don't know what it is that I'm getting into. So the first thing that I'm going to do is assume that the last guy that worked on this could not get it to power on, or they would not have mailed it to me. So I'm going to pull the board straight out of it. Now, I can also safely assume that somebody has already powered VCC main and VBAT, and I can also safely say that they have powered the 5-volt USB line. Now, I don't know how much available current they powered those lines with, but I can safely say that before this got mailed to me, those lines have already been powered. So let's we're going to approach it with caution, but I reach a point after a quick visual inspection where I'm not going to sweat hooking power up to it, especially since somebody has most likely already done that 2,000 times before they put it in an envelope and mailed it to me. So let's see what we're up against here. I'm going to remove the board from this phone. Let's get our other bracket out of the way, huh? Okay. Did I forget I was recording a video? Ah, you guys got a moment of silence. Ha! I was sitting here thinking to myself, like all to myself. I was picturing things that I said in my last video, and I was thinking, oh, can I really publish that? Should I really publish that? Well, let's see. Yes, I'm going to publish it. So, all right, let's move on with this repair. Dude, they really haven't done much with this. Look at this, guys. It looks like they might have toothbrushed up the top side of this board. But as far as the bottom side of it, this is actually looking pretty good. Let's get our sticker yanked off. It has been off of here before. I can see it's a little crinkly. It's been off of here once before. And we'll be able to tell too right now. I mean, look how easy that came off. That is not a factory sticker. So let's switch over to the microscope and have a look at our first clues here. My microscope has a built-in tracking device. Whenever I take apart a liquid damage data recovery phone, I can just let go of my microscope and it goes and lands right on C5202RF. It's like, it's magical. It's like an automatic C5202RF detector. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this to like guided laser technology, so that all I got to do is sit the board down and walk off, and it'll spin around and go, and it'll smoke C5202RF right off the board. And then I won't even have to work no more. I'll be able to sit back and make a living, and I won't even have to work no more. It'll be like like turning a bot loose on one of the Bitcoin exchanges and expecting that bot to trade you into wealthiness. That's not very smart. Don't do that. In fact, in my opinion, buying into Bitcoin right now is a horrible idea, and I feel terrible for the people that bought in at $3,000. See, I was around back whenever Bitcoin was $100, and then 200 and 300 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and at 900, I got a guy that calls me and says, "Look at this," and I told him, "Yeah, I know it's awesome, isn't it? I wish I had money to get in on it." And this guy threw down a bunch of money to get in on Bitcoin, and he was so excited to get in on Bitcoin and have his Bitcoin. Well, he bought in at like $1,200. Well, anybody that's following Bitcoin knows that $1,200 was about the max. So this guy rides it out, and he's like, "Get out of there and sell it and buy it." And long story short, my dumb ass wound up trying to day trade in this mess, and I lost it. I lost everything. I bailed out at like $300, and we bought in at $1,200 and had like a Bitcoin and a half, and I bailed out at 300. So you talk about a loss, and from time to time I get in and I look at it and check on it every now and then, and man, when I seen what it was doing, just going straight up, I'm like, oh man, there's going to be a lot of blue faces, Now, I get it. I understand it's getting to be more mainstream currency, and I love it as a currency. I think it is awesome. The whole concept behind it is great, but $3,000 per Bitcoin is not due to a limitation of how many Bitcoin is available. That is due to false inflation and what people are willing to pay, and it's going to hit that mark. It already did, and bam, we're on our way down. Now, this isn't something where you're going to see $3,000 to $150 in like a month. This is going to bleed off over the period of a year, and you're going to wind up, I don't think you'll ever see $150 Bitcoin again, but you're going to see something asininely low if you bought in at $3,000. So it's just, it fluctuates based on what people are willing to buy and sell it for, and it doesn't fluctuate on I don't know how to say it because I'm stupid. I've never been involved in stock trading, and I'm financially dumb, so I don't know how to word it, but it's not based on any real world thing. Like, it can fluctuate with media and news, but its value's not going up due to somebody's assets increasing. It only goes up and down relative with what people are willing to buy and sell it for. So once it starts to tumble and people start to panic sell, well, then it really tumbles. And I don't know, maybe the stock market works exactly like that, and the whole fucking world is just one big Ponzi scheme. But I lost my ass on Bitcoin, and you're not going to see me touching that ever again until the opportune moment. You can make money prospecting with Bitcoin, but you have to buy in at the opportune moment, and that ship done sailed. We're at what, $2,500 today? So yeah, don't talk to me about Bitcoin. It'll make me angry. It took all my money, and I thought I was going to get to quit my job and just sit around and watch my screens all day and make money. So C5202RF is obviously mutilated. This board has seen some serious electricity with liquid on it. That's what happened. Shit. That's what happened to these test points. Serious electricity here. Should I take the shield off? So we got some liquid down in here next to NAND. This is only a data recovery. We got some net green liquid down here, chlorine. Let's before we power this, let's take the shields off of it. I'm going to switch you back over to this camera so that you can see my blue hands. And I don't know exactly what kind of liquid this one has been in, but I know whenever you ask somebody what kind of liquid it was, and they just say, "I don't know, man. It was liquid." It's the toilet. It's the toilet. If they don't want to tell you, it's the toilet. A lot of people are honest, and they'll just tell you, "Look, man, I dropped it in the shitter. It was only in there for 30 seconds. Or it was just in there for a split second." And you open it, and it looks like it spent the whole weekend in there. Yeah, split second. Alright, so let's just make sure there's not any gigantic, humongous gotchas here. We're going to pull the bottom back shield, and we're going to pull the CPU shield. But I'm not going to jump straight to and pull the top side bottom shield yet because it's fucking hard. So let's grab our CPU shield. Dun, 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 dun. This board has already been cleaned, right? Because it doesn't have a bunch of poop all over it. Okay, that'll drop any second, especially with this much heat on it. Good God, man. Go. Right, so there are our top and bottom back shields removed. I'm going to pull this right over under the microscope, and I'm going to give you the view into the cracks on my bench because I just keep mutilating it. Alright, everything in here did get pretty well immediately wet, but I don't see a lot of corrosion on electronics. Let's check out the bottom back side. This looks completely acceptable. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to check for some shorts, and I bet you this is a C5202RF video. Can I even publish this if this is another C2? I actually started this hoping for something different, but no, wait a minute. I'm getting 30,000 ohms now on VCC main here. No, wait, that's 0 ohms. What? My meter don't even register 0 ohms when I touch the probes together. Look, if I touch my probes together, I get 0.7 ohms. But if I touch my probe to C5202RF, I get 0 ohms, almost. So I've actually got a better connection through C5202RF than I do just directly here. So C5202RF is not only shorted, but it seems to be amplifying the continuity. So we can safely assume here VCC main is shorted. Let's get rid of VCC main short here. It's gone. And we're going to slide over right on over here, and we're going to check VCC main in a different spot. And check it here. Oops. Okay, we get 50,000 ohms. That is completely acceptable. Okay, and through, let's see, I'm not sure which of these are pull-ups, but we're just going to kind of check on a general basis over here. We want to make sure none of these are going to ground. And then we'll check our whole PP1V8 side over here. And that is open. Let's just do a quick general check over here and check our CPU lines. 180 ohms is acceptable. GPU should be a little lower. Oop, that's ground. The GPU should be a little lower. We're at 50 ohms, so GPU's good. Our 1V8 line down here is good. And this is at 50 ohms. So our CPU, GPU, 1V8's good. VCC main is shorted. We don't have any shorts on those data lines. I'm going to jump back here and I'm going to check these data lines. $8,000 ohms on that one. 10,000 ohms on that one. That is good. I feel comfortable to squirt some juice into this thing. Alright, so we are going to sit our little cable aside there. For this little ditty, I'm going to grab my iPhone 6 test housing here. Did I really mix up? That's so annoying. Alright, well, let's not grab the battery that's got the X on it. I've mixed up my batteries. Okay, that's the customer's battery. We're going to leave that. Wait. The customer didn't send a battery. Ah! I put that battery in the housing to cover up the evidence. Okay. So we're going to pop this into my housing with my dot connector because I know my housing works. And theirs might not. And this thing might only power on one time. So if and when it does power on, I would like to be able to retrieve the data immediately. So I'm going to get this thing all connected up like life is just going to be happy. And we're going to power this with a bench power supply here. Just in case it don't power on, if it sits there brain dead, I won't be brain dead and I'll have something to go by. So let's see what this thing does. Backlight circuit looked good. The data lines that I checked look good. We're going to hook our iPhone 6 on here. Let's watch our current very, very closely. Okay. Current is at 0 amps, and I've got 4 volts going to that line. I'm going to switch this over here so that you can see that and hopefully see the power supply. And now I'm going to fold the screen over. I'm going to push the button and I'm going to wait. And we get, what did I grab here? Is this? What is this? Is this a screen I pulled the backlight box off of and then like took the little piece of plastic out and folded it back up? It's not, is it? That's really weird. That's really, really weird. Because this is my test screen that's not damaged. But look at what it looks like. Like, this is a screen that I've been using today. Is this phone doing this? It's not, right? This phone's not doing this, is it? This has to be my screen. Okay, we just went down, and she's going to boot loop. So we're going to pull power, and I'm going to grab a different screen because that is gnarly. Look at that thing. Let's grab this one. Let's get one that's like, let's get one that's way better. Let's use this one. We don't want to get just like a little bit better. We want to get something that's like way better. So we're going to use this one. Okay. This time around, since I do know that this phone comes up, it gets an image, it boots. We're going to kick the power supply aside. My next boot is going to be from this battery. And I'm going to prompt it to boot using the 5-volt USB line. And we get wicked crazy shit here. Okay. Well, at this point in the game, I think it's important for me to quit screwing around. This is probably the point in time where I want to grab an actual screen. Let's see. That's not, we don't want to use that one. Let's see. Let's use this one. Oops. Okay. And before we boot this once more, let's go back in for a microscope look because now I'm interested in image. I've got 2 screens that I've been using all day long, which neither one get a clear image. So now I'm concerned about image. And everything here not only looks good, but looks pristine. It does not look to have anything damaged. Everything around Chestnut, yeah, we did get some water over here, but no, I don't feel like we have anything here that should interfere with image. We do have one little sliver of mucus over here that we might want to clear up just in case we're... What is this? What's laying here? I know it's laying on top of a bunch of shit that has 1.8 volts. So let's just kind of nick that aside. Now I'm going to plug in here, all jokes aside, a decent screen. So let's get this thing plugged in. This is an aftermarket iPhone 6 screen that I think looks absolutely washed out, and it's something that I won't sell to anybody. So, plus I don't accept screen replacements anyways. If you want to send something just for a screen replacement, I don't want it. Okay. This screen I know works. Seriously. Okay, this is like... I've recorded more than one video today. This is my 3rd video, and I'm probably going to post all 3 of them. And I had a stack of iPhone 6 batteries that went bad just because I clicked record. And then both of my test screens that I've been using for the last 2 months decided that this is the last day that they were going to work. You'll be seeing these in other videos. Those aren't done yet. You know they're not done yet. All right, so this thing is going to start up. We're going to get an Apple logo here. I'm going to go ahead and get something loaded up here to run this backup with. I'm going to back this up through iTunes. I just heard a connect tone, so this thing is actually charging the battery. And we're up to a point where it is asking for a passcode. Okay, and it came all the way up straight to 13%. So now I'm going to, I've got iTunes on the screen. I'm going to switch over and I'm going to plug this thing into my USB hub. It should go directly to the computer, but I have excellent luck out of my hub. And we're going to wait for iTunes to detect this thing. Any minute. Okay, there we go. iTunes has detected it. And we're going to say no, don't autoplay anything. We're going to say yes, continue, and it's going to say, please respond on your phone. And we're going to put in, there we go, and this thing is up. I forgot to kill 3 utools first. You get out of here. I want to run this through iTunes. All right, and then we're going to say trust. And this thing is going to now allow me to run a backup. And darn it, I was hoping for a better data recovery than that. But hey, a data recovery is still a data recovery, especially when you consider what I could get into. And some of the ones that I do get into, we're going to say later. We don't want to update this phone. Remind me later on everything. Let's get in here. Okay, the backup option to encrypt is already selected, which scares me because if the customer does not know what they set that password to be, then my backup here is absolutely and completely, utterly, totally useless. It's one of those times whenever I'm a little excited that this one is going to be sent back in the form of a phone where they can plug a screen into it and access the data, because after I make this iTunes backup, I can't guarantee that they're going to be able to access the backup, although I'm still going to send them the backup on a flash drive. But this is one that they should be able to access the phone too. You know, a lot of these data recoveries, they can take up mountains and mountains of time. I've got some that I go back to periodically, and you learn new things as you go, and as time goes on, you might go back to something that you couldn't solve 2 weeks ago, and hey, there it is, there's the problem. Or you might have some piece of advice that lets you know, hey, you've overlooked something, and this is just, it's an ongoing learning thing in order to be able to keep your success rate up. And so when it comes to one of these easier data recoveries like this, I'm still going to charge exactly what it is that I quoted, because I'm still going to do exactly what I said that I would do. And sometimes these easier ones, they can make up for the harder ones where you might spend 4 or 5 hours for the same amount of money, or 5 or 10 hours, or come back at it 2 hours at a time and not solve it for 2 months. I try not to get into those situations, but it does happen. So guys, this is a successful data recovery. This thing is running a backup. This is what, a 64 gig phone, and it's got 30 gig free, so it's going to back up 25 or 30 gig. And this is a successful data recovery. So I'm going to move on to my next one, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.